but I just let the sensations and feelings of being far away, you know, and but not really as an immigrant, you know, because I didn't feel like an immigrant living there, but yes, all these images and all these situations came to you when you live outside of Mexico. So sometimes it seems surreal, but in the characters and stuff. But for me, for the Mexicans, they are not really surreal. That's and that's a value, I think, of the film, that you can use real things that happens in Mexico, and it seems like a surreal thing, you know. Yeah, I think it's value. Yes.
Well, I think there is many American films that are made about immigration, whether it be Mexico, are very, very earnest. And I think, you know, as I said before, what distinguishes your film is that there are some perhaps comic elements for people, but at the same time, it's still very sincere, and I think that comes across. And did you have to? Was it very natural the way the story came together and the mood of it?
Yeah, actually, I didn't want it to tell an immigration story. I was looking forward and for telling more a story about disorientation, just a sensation, a feeling. And so the immigration story was only a pretext for telling this another story. I think it's more like, yeah, I wasn't really looking for it was a problem at the beginning because everybody, the production companies and stuff, they told me they didn't want to make more immigration movies. And this is not really an immigration movie. It's immigration, but in another way, not the way the other movies are made. I mean, an immigration of the spirit, of the target in life. You know, it's like more existentialist immigration. And it's a sensation that you can have even when you live in your own town. So this is what it's about, I think, I hope.
Now that you've returned to Mexico to live there after much time away, what are the sensations like for you returning to the place where you grew up?
Well, the last 2.5 months that I have come back, I had this disorientated feeling. Because 10 years outside of my hometown, it's like there's the same people, the same buildings, but a whole different situation in Mexico. The last 10 years in Mexico has changed. The last 10, 12 years in Mexico, we have had these changes, radical, you know, this violence and this, everybody hates each other in Mexico right now. It's like, what? I cannot believe it. I mean, I knew that before I came back, but when you find it, it's like unbelievable. So I have had this feeling in the last 2.5 months of being disoriented in my hometown. It's like, well, yeah, it's like what I was telling you about.
Yeah.
Before. Well, I work with he's my best friend. His name is Edgar Barroso, who just had this PhD degree in Harvard of musical composing, and he had also the Johnston Award in Moscow a few years ago. He's a great musician. He's also my best friend. We have worked together for the last 18 years or something. So we work frame by frame, you know, not really by scenes, but by frames. It was an interesting work with the music. So if you can see, the music matches with the score, the real score was exactly matched with images, and it was a beautiful work. And we recorded it in Harvard also with these great musicians. So, and yeah, this was made for it. Yeah, it's another value of the film. It's like another character right? The music. Yeah. I was looking for a specific location. I mean, if you can see the whole picture, the whole movie, it happens in the same place, you know. And I was looking for this specific landscape that gave me the relation, the visual relation that they are always there, you know. So I talk about it, about this idea to the commission in Mexico, and they recommend me this place in Zacatecas. It's not far away from my hometown, but it's in the mid-desert. And it was awesome because in the same town we found the school, the train station, the old church. It's not easy to find all these places together. So I always say that we didn't found the location found us. It's like, hey, come here and film here. And it was like a spiritual experience also, because the last shot of the film was the Martin shot, the last shot we shooted. And it was like the goodbye, you know, like the place saying goodbye to all of us with the sunset and stuff. It was like, we used to think when we were shooting that everything happens for a reason. And I'm a skeptical, but I like to say that it has a spirit. So it was like the spirit of the place saying goodbye to us and it's the way that we can say thanks to the place also. And it was amazing. It wasn't like another character, you know. Well, yeah, absolutely. I actually work really with a lot of discipline. I mean, I had storyboards and technical script and also plans. I had it all planned, you know. But for example, this 360 degrees shot, it was planned just one day before because we found this kind of river, and so I was like there for 10 minutes or something, speaking with my DP and saying, hey, why don't we make this kind of experiment? Because as you can see, all the movie is visually, you know, you can try anything. So of course the landscape and the space and all that stuff gave us a lot of shots, and it was like alive in a certain way, you know. The goats, I love goats. I love goats. It's an interesting story, but I will leave it to another way maybe. But it's not really a surreal, symbolic movie in the way that, for example, a lot of people ask me about the car with the stones. It's, of course, it's a metaphor of the mistakes that we have and all that stuff, but it all started because I have stones in my kidneys, and since 19 years ago. So it was like, well, it's a relation. And the dog, for example, I used to have a dog with a broken leg. So it was funny, just the way it moves. So I wanted to have one dog in that way, with this, you know, characteristic thing. And because everything in the movie was about getting fun with images, with the characters, with the things in the wagon. Well, I don't know, I just thought about getting fun. So goats are very, very funny. You know, they eat anything, they do like, and it was also about an influence. I have a lot of influence of Emil Kusturica's film. And Kusturica loves to put some gooses and dogs and, you know, these kind of animals in the movies. So it's kind of a reference to Emil Kusturica's movies. And it's because of that. I love goats. I love the way they, and in Spanish, I don't know if in English it's the same, but in Spanish we say you lose your goats to the mountain. It's like you are getting nuts, you know? Cuando se te van las cabras al monte, your goats are going to the mountain. So it was about it, it's a crazy film. So it's a metaphor of that. Well, they are the 12 of the wagon. They are all professionals. But for example, there are two, the Washington and Euphemia, one of the girls that are from my hometown. This is their first film, but they have been working in theater like for how many can they? 20 years, 25 years. But this is their first opportunity to. I mean, for example, Washington. If Lalo, the actor, couldn't do the role for any sickness or anything, this character wouldn't exist in the movie. This character is for him. You know what I mean? I made it with an image of Lalo, and there's an Ofelia Murguia, for example, this old lady who has like a long career in Mexico. He's like a very respectable. He's like the strongest actress in the movie, but they are all professionals. But I talked with them before the shooting and told them, well, this is a very simple movie in terms of acting. I'm not really an acting director, or a scene director. So I just let them do whatever they want, having fun, of course. So they made this incredible job, and I just saw two of them last Friday, and they were just like speaking about how they made funny things in the shooting, I think all is about that. Making films is about having fun, because if you don't have fun making films, that sometimes, a lot of times it happens, you'd rather look for a job in a bank or something. It's like, why? It doesn't bother it. But yeah, they're really professional, but they enjoy it. They just enjoy the filming.
So filming in a desert, I imagine you probably had the crew together a lot at night when you weren't shooting,
Mm-hmm.
and that probably almost you were replicating the experience you had in the film at night as well, with everyone kind of bound together. Did that bring everyone closer together in terms of their relationships and what you're all trying to achieve?
Yeah, actually, it was like well, in the day we were shooting, and at night we were like talking a lot about how we are going to shoot the next day and stuff like that. It has become a dynamic of the shooting, like being together, the main crew people. But it was funny because we had a lot of fun planning and just explaining how the shots have been made and stuff like that. It was like very funny. It was the funny thing, because we rented a house. We were not in a hotel, so it was very, very funny. And all the crew, yeah, they get together a lot. And even the actors and stuff. We became a family for 5 weeks. Absolutely. I mean, it was an amazing experience in that way. Yeah. I started writing the script in 2003. I started with this first act. I mean, the first act, the immigrants getting with a policeman and all that stuff, it's based on real facts, actually, that happened to some people from Manuel Doblado, or from a town. And until I don't know, but de repente stop, that's real. So I wrote it as a short film for the film school. And then I just grow the story until what you saw. But it's like 9 years or something. Yeah. I hope the second one is going to be a little bit short. Yeah, but I was living in Spain, and I'm not from Mexico City, so getting a production company in Mexico was not really easy because I wasn't like nobody for them. They didn't know who I was, so it was not really easy. And also because of the script, that it's not really common. It's not a template, like the template scripts that you download and you just put some new names for characters and some actions and you have a script, So they didn't trust, but I found Oscar, and Oscar believes in the project, and it has been 9 years, whole life. The raft of the Medusa. Yeah, as you can see, all the movies is the visual reference of the movie is like the romantic painting of France from the 19th century. So we had a lot of references from there. So I like to make that exercise to put a painting, like Buñuel did in Viridiana with the Last Supper, right? I'm looking for my next film's painting right now. If you have any suggestion, I will like to hear it. Yeah, well, just one shot, and it like a standstill shot. Yeah, but I like to do these kind of things, of course. Yeah, but when we were shooting that, all the crew and all the actors were like, "What the hell are we doing?" Yeah, it's like, "Are you serious? They didn't know where it's going to fit in the movie. They said, does it has an argument or something in the story? I said, I don't know. Just shoot it.
It's all about faith.
Yeah, faith. Yeah, faith in the movie is one of the main things. And I only want to say that this is a very special screening for me because I have my youngest nephew, who was he yelling or something? No. Well, this is my youngest nephew over there. It's proud for me because this is the first movie he saw. This is the youngest nephew of 85 nephews that I had. So it's proud for me. Thank you, Gonzalo, for coming. There's light in cinema. So I only want to say thank you to everybody to come. I hope you enjoyed the movie as much as we enjoy making it. Thank you very much.